It shouldn't be there. We should invest in the green technology in order to be able to get the factories back here. Because once they took the steel mills, that was the heart. That was the heart of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. What do we do to replace that? We're sitting and we're going all over everything. What do we do to replace the steel mills, which killed the mom and pop stores and all the necessary little things? We don't even have recreation centers for these young men and women to go anywhere after school. Why? Idle minds. We don't have etiquette classes. We don't have any of the necessary things that we used to have when we were coming up. Why do you ask? The answer to that question is called the penitentiary. Big business. Let's not sugarcoat it. That's what it's privatization. That's what they're doing in order to stop the recidivism rate, of which I'm trying to do and these guys are trying to do. You're tying our hands. In order to educate a father correctly on his role of being a man, we got to make sure that he can learn self about being that man to be able to take care of his family. There's a lot of things that I could say, but I'm going to say this. The Coalition for Fathering Families is here today. Hopefully we'll be there tomorrow, and we're going to be there. 2004 Jefferson Award winners, and we hope to be in the threshold for a couple more of those. But we want to help our families, and this is what we must do. Enough of the talk. So if you're here for talk, please don't ask for my card because you won't get it. Again, my name is Larry Davis, Coalition for Fathering Families.
I'd like to read a few phrases from a community manifesto. The first: today, our community is at a crossroads. We are appalled at the shootings and senseless deaths of our young people. After all, these are our sons and daughters. Second phrase: no more. When mothers have to snatch up their children in fear at public events because of a shooting, something must be done. When our elders are so fearful that they cannot walk outside their homes, something must be done. I'm humbled by my association with the Coalition Against Violence. I'm also very proud in the role I played as lead writer of the Community Manifesto. But I could not have completed the manifesto without the help of Lois Tony McClendon and Ed Ford. And for the whole group, for that matter. I'm also proud to serve as a member of Mad Dads of Greater Pittsburgh. And with the leadership of our president, George Spencer, we have patrolled the streets of Wilkinsburg twice a month for the past 2 years. In fact, in many other communities throughout the area, even starting a new chapter in Clairton, headed by Reverend Stoudemire. In this time, I have also become involved with Community Empowerment Association, led by Rashad Burnsong, a true visionary whose work in the community has led to the Black Day of Male Solidarity and the All Guns Down, Jobs Not Jail initiative. There's also Larry Davis and Brother Hubbard Eel of the Coalition for Fathers and Families, a true beacon for young families in our community. And last but not least, Tim Stevens and Valerie Dixon, who I've come to love and respect, and who have taught me that this work is 24/7. I would not have come to have these relationships had I not decided about 14 months ago to get off the couch and get involved. I find myself in this place at this time, and in this place and time, we are truly at a crossroads. We are in a battle for our very humanity because we are diminished as a people and as a community. The souls of our forebears rest uneasy because of our continued course of inaction. This great institution, this hall, is not where this battle is going to be fought. This battle is going to be fought for the hearts and minds, so we have to be truly committed. I believe with all my heart that the work we have undertaken can shape a whole new paradigm and act as a template on how to deal with the violence that has rocked our community. I finish with another phrase from the manifesto, and this contributor was Brother Hubbard Eel for the Coalition for Fathers and Families. And he writes, "It has been said that all this talk of peace and love cannot change a thing. However, to work towards peace is a courageous act of love. To be empowered for change is a result of love. Breathing life and humanity back into the community is a true demonstration of love." Ladies and gentlemen, I stay committed. I'm staying off of the couch. I trust you join me in that. For those who are doing the work, continue. But for those who find themselves, as I was, once you leave that safe place, once you hit the streets, you'll find that a lot of times the young people you may look, and they may look hard, and they have this popular culture tells them that this, tough image is what's going to keep you safe. But believe me when I'm telling you, they cry out for that conversation from a guy like me at my age. They cry out to just be acknowledged. So thank you, and I trust the work will continue with the Coalition Against Violence.
I guess I know that's on now. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for those of you that responded. What happens is we sit at home and we ask the question, what can I do? And some of us are out here struggling on a daily basis to do what we can do. And so what we figured out as a group, as a whole, was that we needed to work together. We needed to get past the territorial bounds that we set for one another. We need to stop going about not visiting other organizations and participating. We need to lend our support and voice, if we can't, in physical appearance. Because all too often, we find ways to deter each other from moving from complaint to possibility, from planning to implementation. So the way we're going to go about this as a coalition is we're going to begin to implement. The boat, the ship is at the port. We're loading up and we're about ready to get the work done. The change is going to be made. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. If you want to be part of the great day, there comes a time that you have to look at life and say, through all its trials and tribulations, through all the hard times and the good times, that when we break life down to its most basic, there's a practical phase that allows us to get from today till tomorrow. A practical phase. And if we begin to implement this practical phase, there's a lot of sitting at tables still going on. There are groups meeting today that are for the first time trying to identify the problem. We need to corral these groups, become more practical. On the South Side, I run a program, and I apologize. My name is Richard Carrington, and I am the Executive Director of Voices Against Violence. We have programs set up in South Pittsburgh. We have over 500 youth in our program. We're not receiving government money. We're not asking and begging people for a handout. We're feeding ourselves and we're helping ourselves. So with that, with my 500 youth that belong to an organization that's working diligently to solve these problems and working with brothers and sisters out here in the struggle, because don't nobody misunderstand. There's a lot of brothers and sisters out here working for the right thing to be done. We just need to tie ourselves together. We need to come together, and if we're going to teach youth the proper way, I would think that we need to do it ourselves first, and then they can emulate what it is we're doing. So what we will be doing in closing, in Voices Against Violence, what I will be doing is taking this document back to 500 families. And I will be at the camps that we're running in the summertime that have 120 youth. We will be outlining what my responsibilities are. And I will be going to the youth section and we will be highlighting what their responsibilities are. And we will be passing and getting in touch with parents instead of waiting for someone else to do it. We're all going to go out and get this done. And what we're asking you to do is join us in finally putting this into implementation. Thank you.
Let's have a hand once again for these great young men. Brother Larry Davis wanted me to acknowledge Brother Lee Davis, who just came in the house from Community Empowerment. And they're doing a fabulous job. Give them a hand and give Community Empowerment a big hand. They've been doing some great work. Under the leadership of Rashad Birdsong, making a significant difference. A woman who has made a great difference in the Coalition Against Violence, a woman who I did not know before this process began. We call her Earth Mother. When she started, she weighed about 300 pounds, and we worked her to the bone. She's our lead writer, editor, ladies and gentlemen, the primary author of The Role of the Family, which is in the front of your document. Please give her a great hand, because without her, we definitely would not be here today. Lois Tony McClendon.
Okay. Thank you. I'm here today to talk about the role of the family. We have in your documents all about the role of the family. So I'm not here to complain about what our families are not doing. I'm not here to talk about what our families should be doing, could be doing, not doing. I'm here to talk about the family. The family is not broke. We think that the family is broke. The family is not broke. The community is broke. Society is broke. But the family is not broke. You know, we talk about what we want to do with for our families. We want to make our families stronger, because the family is the foundation for the community. We don't have strong families, we don't have a strong community. You know, when I became involved with the Coalition Against Violence, and I went to, because I am a member of Communities in Action for Peace, and we are trying to build healthy communities in non-traditional ways. Well, the Coalition Against Violence is helping to build healthy communities in non-traditional ways. The Coalition Against Violence, is all of us, you, me, and I. You know, I come from the African tradition where I don't say anything unless the elders give me